Sup snacks, this is Reyes Doll Eating Cake, and I am here with yet another Minecraft survival build on the Vanilla World survival server. And the reason I am walking quite a bit far away from the build, and the reason why is because I have a few things to talk about before. I'm actually splitting this build kind of up in two parts, because I tried recording it yesterday and the video was so ridiculously long because of how ridiculously large the build was. So I had to decide to split it up into two parts. The second is, I wanted to, of course, say, if you're wondering, I don't remember the name of it. Osocraft is the name of the resource pack. I'm using the Osocraft resource pack, if you were wondering, and the shaders I am using for this showcase is Astralex. But this is a recreation of 4 kind of locations. Of course, in this video I'm only gonna show one, I'm gonna show two. I'm gonna show you the depths and the Great Hollow part of the build, and in the next video I'll show the Blight Town and Krelag's Lair. So we start off here outside. This is the entrance to the depths in Dark Souls. It looks a bit different because obviously it's just a giant wall in Dark Souls. I don't have a giant wall in my area anywhere where I could put what I could possibly start this build. Randomly throughout the video I will change perspectives between this and Dark Souls. Now, the first thing you will notice here is that I have a way to go over here to this. In Dark Souls, as I will show you, there is no way to get to this platform. I don't even know if there are tables here in Dark Souls. I don't remember. I guess I will see that when I record that. Doesn't really matter. This area I really like a lot too. The reason why I wanted to set a waypoint here is obviously because usually you can go down here. Now this isn't as straightforward as it is in the game where you just drop down here to where the giant rat is, usually under here. But I couldn't really make that. That's gonna be a thing that just keeps kind of occurring at random places. Now if we take a left in here, we get into this little storage room where usually you would have the pyromancer in the corner. Now we're getting down here, where usually if you went here, you would get a slime drop on top of you. Usually how it happens if you try to loot item there. Here we have this really long corridor where usually there's a lot of slimes hanging in the roof. And over here we have the corridor leading to the bonfire. I just sprint through it because When originally building this, it was just supposed to be a kind of... I was just literally just using it as a road to get into Blighttown. So a lot of the details I actually skipped over. Like the part with the giant rat, it was non-existent. I just had this ladder leading down into the area that leads down into Blighttown. Of course, I added way more later on when I decided that I should have that. And if you're wondering why the water looks kind of green, it's because in Astrolux shaders, there are actually settings where you can mess around with it. And of course, I wanted greener water because this is a sewer. Also down in Blighttown, it looks better with not a like bluish water. It just makes the build look generally better. Now we are in here where usually the wizard is that empowers stuff and a bunch of rats. You can see down into that boss room. I will cover more about the boss room once I actually get down into it. Instead, we will go down into this little side path here where usually it leads to the giant rat. In these, you actually have 2 holes as well. One over there to the right. Just show one of them. Where they lead down into the area with the basilisks. But mine are a bit different. They aren't as straightforward once again because it doesn't line up perfectly to that. It doesn't line up perfectly. So instead, it's just kind of a road and boom. Now we're down in the area with the basilisks. Jump over instead. Now we're here where usually the giant cat would be. We were up there earlier. We were also behind there earlier and up there earlier. Of course, you have this area. I have a little side path. This is usually where you would glide down. And you would avoid falling down into the basilisk area if you are on the left side. If you go over here to the right, obviously you have the way up to the shortcut. I don't have that. Parts of this place is actually destroyed, but the reason why I didn't do that was because I didn't feel like it. It didn't really add much, plus the brokenness, let's put it that way, of the build in Dark Souls is much more like detailed, of course. They're kind of small walls with a lot of intricate detail, and I feel like that doesn't translate well into Minecraft. It will look kind of boring. So I decided to just keep them whole. And we're down here. Usually this is where Kirk would invade you. Otherwise, there's not really much special to this. I still have it built because I wanted to have it built. Now over here is, of course, a bit more special down here. Down here you would have more basilisks. You can, of course, go up here, do a sprint jump to get to an item over here. I think there's usually a course on the other side of this little iron bar. There's not in here. And if, of course, you can fail the jump, land down here, and have to fight the basilisk. The depths part actually didn't take super long, but the depths was super fun to build. We're gonna go in there soon. Although I will skip over like going down, I will just skip straight to the Great Hollow. We're up here. Usually you can't really go over here to the left. It's too tight. There's no real way to do that in Minecraft. I don't really need to go over to all the sides. I did make that little tiny tower. It was kind of hard to make, but that doesn't really matter. slimes spawning here, so annoying. Okay, now we're down here. I did decide to, well, most parts at least, up there, you can't really see up into the parts where I have dark concrete, which looks really good. You can do it in some parts of them, which kind of sucks, but it's fine. And of course, I did the same with those iron bar places. It goes in a little, and there's concrete there. But the reason why this place isn't broken, like in the normal Dark Souls, is because I couldn't make it look good. We, of course, would usually have a giant drop-off over here. I couldn't have it because not very far at all under here, over here, is Blight Town. So I couldn't have it. It didn't make any sense because the hole would be kind of small and it didn't look good. So I decided to just have this whole room be as it would have been once upon a time when the depths were originally built. Up here, I think this part looks really good. It looks just like pitch black darkness up there. Even though it's actually just a wall of concrete, it looks like pitch black darkness. And I hope that translates well to the video, because sometimes lighting looks different because you're not actually in Blight Town until... I don't know. Wait, actually, is that true? I don't know. Are you in Blight Town when you enter the store? I don't remember. Are you Blight Town when you go in there or through there? I don't know. Just because I decided, I'll say Blight Town doesn't start until I'm actually through that broken wall. That's Blight Town, in my opinion. Of course, you can look down here. You can't really see much down there. Actually, depending on the angle you take, you can't really see much at all down there. Like from here, it doesn't look as good, but if you go like onto these platforms, try to look straight down, it looks quite good because the light to the right kind of blocks it out a little. But down there, there's not black concrete. It is, of course, instead black carpet, because black carpet blocks out light better. No, it doesn't block out light better. What am I saying? It stops the mobs from spawning down there. And now we are about to enter Blight Town, and that's where I'll cut it off. Being able to waterlog stuff is one of the best things they've added to Minecraft. Okay, I'm back now. We are down here where we would walk up onto the tree. You can ignore kind of stuff in the background because it's irrelevant for this part anyway. I've had to make the tree quite different. First off, I didn't place the chest here because I thought it was unnecessary. But when you actually get down in here, you will notice that we're actually at the bottom of the Great Hollow. Is where we enter. And the reason why I did this is because the bottom of Blight Town is actually bedrock level on the server. So I couldn't make it go down. But I wanted the tree anyway, and I didn't want to just stop at the tree. So instead I decided to make, hey, why not just make it so that the start of the Great Hollow is at the bottom and it leads up as an exit instead. And so I did. I actually built this entire tree in creative first and then took it into survival. Well, took it into survival. I say built it in survival. Recreating it. Which was very difficult, by the way. Because keeping track of like, how long each of these lead up and stuff, well, it turned annoying quite fast. I don't know. I don't remember. But I didn't keep... Hello, Mushroom. any of the like super random branches leading here. Also the random paths that, well, not random, these paths did lead to rewards and such. But these branches that I'm walking on, I just want really the branches to lead upwards. This is just meant to really be an exit or an entrance. I did keep some that don't lead very far. For example, this one doesn't really lead anywhere. I decided, why not? Also, the mangrove roots just are so amazing for this part. I mean, look at it. It looks really, really good. It looks like identical to how it looks in Dark Souls. Not exactly, of course, but it fits so well. When they added this block, I'm like, that's amazing. Or I believe I remember that when they announced the mangrove, I'm like, those roots, I can use that in the Great Hollow. They will look amazing. And they did. Turned out absolutely insane. And the Great Hollow is good also because I didn't have to worry about like height stuff, because it's going upwards, not downwards. Like, there's not really got much else to say about the Great Hollow. Is there? We're not far from the top now. Of course, we have this little place where there are usually quite a lot of basilisks in this area, I believe. Although I guess there are quite a lot of basilisks down there at the mangrove roots as well. Now this is a part where I did decide to keep little. You can of course turn right to get up, but you also have this path going to the left, which leads to really nothing. And then you have this little part here, which would usually lead to the inside of this. And usually there's a branch where you can like drop down into it from above. I believe you can also drop down onto something from here. I'm not sure though. We're very close to the top. I'm trying to be careful. I of course don't want to fall. And from here, you have, whoa, an exit. That's great timing. The server restarted. Very great timing, honestly, as I am done with the showcase for today. The next video will have Quayleg's Lair and the entirety of White Town. But that was the depths and the Great Hollow in Minecraft. These are the two parts that I'm actually the most proud of, because both Quayleg's Lair and Light Town are quite different from their in-game versions. If you like those builds, and if you are interested in playing a semi-vanilla survival server, I would suggest you join Vanilla World. I will have the IP in the description, and I hope to see you on here someday. Anyways, thank you everybody so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff, and I'll meet you next time. Bye!